here in the transgender district, Brianna. We're talking about placemaking, the first only transgender district in the world. What's happening right here on Golden Gate?
Yeah, so thank you, Mayor. It's really good to see you. Thank you for visiting us here in the district. My name is Brianna McCree, Co-Executive Director of the Transgender District, here with Carolina and Carlo and Orhan, who is the owner of 64 Golden Gate Parking Garage, who has donated his garage space to the district for placemaking and murals. We will have murals of trans artists, trailblazers, and activists, and on the inside we will house murals of our local sports teams, the Giants, the Valkyries. Support this initiative as we help build San Francisco to revitalize the mid-market corridor.
Let's go. Thank you all for your leadership, and I can't wait to see this get painted. It's going to be beautiful.
Just when you thought you've seen it all, apparently you haven't. San Francisco is celebrating a milestone. Mayor Daniel Lurie, along with his supporters and local business people, basically had a ribbon cutting for the world's first legally recognized transgender cultural district. But the only question I have, and it's a simple question, why legally? There's nothing illegal about being trans if that's your thing, right? Nothing illegal about it, unless you're harming children, then absolutely it's illegal. But why do they have to say legally recognized? That's just one thing that made no sense to me. But they're opening this center to basically to have all the people in San Francisco and wherever else they're going to come from to feel safe, to feel welcome, to feel included. San Francisco, of all places, the California politicians have basically forgotten about San Francisco for years and years and years, especially Nancy Pelosi. That's her district. San Francisco today, people don't want to visit. People don't feel safe walking down the street. And if you are walking down the street, you have to watch out where you step, because you may step in something that came from a human and not a dog, if you know what I'm talking about. They're making it seem like San Francisco is the place to be. It's hip, it's happening, it's taken off, when quite frankly, it's not. San Francisco hasn't been a place where people would want to go for years and years. Businesses have closed. The police can't do their job. Homelessness, drug addiction, mental illness. And the mayor of that city is focusing once again on a certain group of people, that being the LGBTQ. When are people going to open their eyes and realize that you're voting for someone who is not going to fix the entire problem? He's going to help certain groups become recognized and give them more rights, because we all hear they have no rights. So they're going to have more rights, and they're going to have their own cultural center. Why? If they want to say they are something else, why do they need their own space? They should feel included anywhere they go. Or are they ashamed of who they say they are? I've always said this, and I'll continue to say it, and I'll continue to believe it. This transgender thing, to me, is a mental illness if you see some of these people. But my main point here for this video is San Francisco is a hellhole. It's a drug-infested, homeless playground. That's all it is, and it's been that way for years since Gavin Newsom was the mayor there, when he was going to clean up the homelessness. And it's 2025, and it's gotten worse than it's ever been. Well, the woke liberal mayor, Daniel Lurie, and all his friends and business partners and, again, supporters, well, they continue to lie to people and make them believe that San Francisco is the place to be seen, to be heard. The only way you're going to be heard is if you're part of a certain community. You just saw that video clip. That's the real San Francisco. That's the San Francisco that the politicians in California don't seem to remember. And again, it's been like that for years, but they don't want to see it, they don't go to it, and they don't try to fix it. They try to appease a certain group of people because they whine and cry and protest, saying that they're being bullied, they're being harassed, they're not being recognized. Well, what about all of those people living on that street with nothing? The majority of them are probably drug addicted. The majority probably have a mental illness that needs some help. But the politicians don't care because those people aren't the ones that are going to be going to the legally recognized transcultural center. They probably wouldn't even let one of those people walk in the door to use a bathroom. So San Francisco can celebrate, do whatever they want, and claim they have the first transcultural center in the entire world. And don't forget, it's legally recognized. I'm still kind of confused about that one. But the fact of the matter is, San Francisco is not a place to be. It's not a place to go. It's not safe. Crime is at an all-time high. Drug addiction's at an all-time high. The police department is understaffed. They cannot deal with the amount of calls they get in a single day. But Dan Lurie doesn't care about that, and that's his police department. Doesn't care about the people living in that city on the street with nothing. Okay? He does not care, and it's obvious by what he's doing by endorsing and opening this big fancy place that someone donated their parking garage for, instead of someone donating a place where the homeless people could maybe go and lay their head on a pillow, or the homeless people could go and maybe get some drug counseling or mental health counseling. It's the same thing over and over again. The politicians in this country, mainly the Democrats, and now California being the most liberal state in the entire country as far as I'm concerned, they show us day in and day out that they don't care about the average person struggling. Gavin Newsom has proven that over and over again by the way he's turned California into a third world country, and it's going to continue that way until somebody has the balls to step up and say, what are you doing? If the people say they're trans, good for them, clap your hands. Leave the children alone. The adults can do what they want. They don't need their own cultural center or cultural district.